What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and we have even more Pokemon Terra League content to talk about. The news just keeps on coming. In today's episode, we're going to focus on some Generation 6 X and Y ORAS concept art. We even have brand new Gen 3 beta sprites that we have never seen before and more. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. So diving right into it, this is such a fascinating piece of history, but Pokemon X and Y had a different type chart that would have changed everything that we've ever known about Pokemon. And Ice apparently was super effective against Fairy, which would have been a massive buff for Ice types because Ice also would have resisted Fairy too. So giving Ice a actual second resist would have been huge. I don't even hate that. I think they should get that. Ice being super effective against Fairy would have been pretty cool too, you know? Fire being super effective against Fairy is pretty interesting as well. But now, you know, Fire just resists Fairy. Now, Poison was neutral against Fairy is another big change. So Poison would have been a terrible type still. So I do like Fire didn't get the super effective, but I like that Poison did get it in the actual game. And the big thing is, I've even made a video essay about this if you haven't checked it out. But I said how to buff bug type Pokemon. Well, Game Freak was thinking that Bug should be weak to Fairy. The worst defensive type in the game should have added another weakness. Why does Game Freak hate bugs so much? Why does Game Freak do this to bug types? We don't deserve this, bug type fans, all right? Why did they think this was okay? Luckily, they didn't do it, but at the end of the day, bugs should be super effective against Fairy, and I'll never change my thoughts on that. Now, here's another very interesting document here. Seems like Game Freak was ready to add raids in Pokemon X and Y. They have this like little concept art here where we're fighting like a Shadow Tyranitar. There's a raid timer already added to it here. And this is pretty sick. So they've been wanting to do raids for a long time. And it's glad to see them, you know, in Pokemon Sword and Shield where they first debuted. And honestly, those are pretty sick. But, you know, they're very good in Scarlet and Violet. And I hope they keep innovating on the raid mechanic. But I think it's a really fun mechanic in general. So ORAS actually had no cut megas. There's actually only one cut mega, and that is Mega Jinx. There's no other cut mega. Flygon never had an actual design. It was a concept that they just couldn't figure out a design for, so they didn't make it. So it was never cut. Mega Jinx is actually cut content. It is in the files. There is a sound for it. And apparently Mega Jinx has a 3D model. And it was completed on Pokemon Day in 2012. However, we still have not seen what this 3D model looks like. And when we do get to see it, hopefully it will be leaked at some point in data mine through the files. I will definitely cover it because that is the only Mega that we lost to history. And I think Mega Jinx deserves to exist in general. Now, we have a lot of concept art from ORAS that we have never seen before. And this is some really cool shit. I love these like submarine slash like ground destroyer things with the camera up in the Sharpedos. Very cool. The different bases are absolutely fire, and I sort of wish like Pokemon games could end up looking like this. The diving area is absolutely gorgeous as well. That's beautiful. Then we get to see like the different crystals for, you know, for Team Aqua, Team Magma as well, and then going to like the layers here, which is pretty sweet. You can see Groudon right there as well. Now this concept art is like wallpaper engine perfect. Like I will add this to my rotating wallpaper art. This is absolutely fire with like Kyogre. The lightning coming out of the eyes going all primal. That's super sick. But then primal Groudon just taking it to the next level. This is some 10 out of 10 art. Like I would love if someone made some good mobile wallpaper like this too. That's literally absolutely fire. Now there's some more concept art, you know, secret base concept art. Riding onto Groudon to like the Magma is really sick too. Going into like the underground base as well is pretty sweet. But a lot of like storyboard art too. Lots of like stuff you would never actually see. But more going to the volcano. We get to see Archie down here chilling at the base. This is just absolutely super cool. Archie's like a little base area too. Like I love this room layout. Also, I love that there's like a hunt tail in the back in the aquarium. I think that's awesome. Yeah, this is just, oh my god. May does not fit into this art at all. She's a completely different art style. But like, this is like the cutscene direction they're going with it. Like, this is super cool background stuff. We get to see like Stupopolis here, whatever the city's called. Very cool stuff. The Groudon versus Kyogre art here. This is crazy. Someone needs to make this into a big image. This is seriously insane. And this is like the ancient art, you know, how the orbs would summon them and control them. This Groudon one is absolutely hilarious, though. I mean, it looks like I drew this. I would draw that and put that on a t-shirt. Oh, look at all these people just flying left and right. That shit's so funny. And the Groudon just toppling into the lava again. That's awesome. So now speaking of ORAS, let's go back to Gen 3. We actually have brand new Gen 3 beta art. And this is what Medicham actually looked like. Medicham had some sort of like head tie thing going on, which was pretty cool. Aggron also had no horns. Aggron literally had no horns at one point, which is absolutely crazy to me. Slaking pretty much is the exact same as this. Just, you know, it's just brown. So Slaking and Aggron were the exact same sprite. Wingull here, whatever this ended up, this bug thing, it was actually supposed to be Wingull when we went over the Gen 3 sprite. So that's pretty interesting. And then we get some sort of baby Jirachi. So maybe Jirachi had some sort of baby form, or it was supposed to more be like a baby style Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Original Torkoal looks pretty sick. I mean, it looked more like an incense thing instead of like the actual turtle shell. And like the smoke coming from out of it, it looks like it was trying to get you high or something. Dude, Beta Wishcash, this face is going to be an absolute meme. Like, that's a legendary 10 out of 10 meme face. I love that. Beta Relicanth looked very interesting. I actually like Beta Relicanth a little bit more than what we actually got. And whatever this original Beta Salamence is hilarious. But fun fact, like, he was supposed to be on 2 feet, so that's pretty interesting. Beta Meditite, I can definitely see why they've changed this, because this might be considered racist in some way, shape, or form. Honestly, I think this would trigger some people, and I don't blame them. Beta Plusle and Minum. So this is very interesting. It looked like he looked more like a bug here, and honestly, I actually like the black more than the blue they went with for Minum. Same with for Plusle here, the exact same thing. So they always were meant to be a pair. I do not like whatever this cricket-looking mouse thing is, though. Beta Carvanha looked very derpy. I like what the final Carvanha is compared to that. Beta Altaria, I'm not gonna lie, this thing does not fit Altaria at all. I mean, it's just it doesn't even feel like the same type of Pokemon to me whatsoever. Beta Vivillon, I said Vivillon, Beautifly, I meant. Beta Beautifly, very naked and ugly. Beta Duskull and Dusclops, Duskull was actually pretty much on point. Dusclops was a little bit different, as you can see. And then this is like a Pokemon that we don't know what it was supposed to be. Maybe this was original Dusclops, which I think that what this image is leaning towards. And then Wailord was cheeked up. That is the most cheeked up Pokemon I've ever seen. Besides the Fraligator, the ass on this Wailord is insane. Like, god damn, look at that. What's going on here? What is cooking in those cheeks out there? That's actually insane. So if you didn't know, Generation 3 actually was supposed to have animated sprites. And that's why they did like a lot of drawings in the sprite sheet. So a lot of these Pokemon actually have animated sprites, which is very cool stuff. And because the Kecleon one was actually done, this is what it was supposed to look like in, you know, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. But they cut that content pretty quickly because I think it was like way too much work to do it. And, you know, they don't do a lot of animated sprites for Pokemon games, at least back in the day. Only a couple of them have them. So I wish we got them, but honestly, I'm not too upset about this in general. Also, we have a perfect rendition of all of the Gen 3 beta sprites now. So if you want to check this out, I've posted this on my Discord. So if you want to really zoom in, but you can see exactly like the front and back sprites of every Pokemon, what the name of the Pokemon was, and what they were supposed to be. So you can see like what this Shroomish ended up being right here. So that's actually pretty cool. You can see like how Dusclops was supposed to be this. So that's what the Skull was supposed to evolve into supposedly. So it's just like very cool stuff. Like the Huntail Gorbis was like one Pokemon at one point. So a lot of cool stuff. So I definitely recommend checking this out. I'll post this in my Discord, this image. It's a 4K photo. Lots of cool stuff. Also, there was some Ken Shugamori art for some of the cut Pokemon So there is official good art for some of these Pokemon, which is really neat in general. So I think that's pretty dope. And also, I will be posting this in my Discord of all of the Gen 5 beta sprites. This is just very cool stuff. A lot of these Pokemon very much don't look like what they're supposed to. Like, this Pikachu thing is supposed to be like how Emolga is. The original Ferrothorn is very funny to me as well. Original Baratic is absolutely hilarious to me. Like, look at this dude. Like, what's going on here? I like Blue Stunkfist is absolutely funny as well. There's a lot of great stuff, and I definitely recommend checking out these full sheets as well. Now, lastly, Cofagrius actually had a form that was outside of the coffin that was cut as well. We don't know if it was supposed to be like Aegislash, where it changes its form within and outside of battle, but that would have been really cool to see. But there we have it, guys. That is everything in today's leak update. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. We're going to be covering more in the future, of course, pretty much daily videos until we're out to talk about things.